Lions news fan report what happens when a promising player's career takes an unexpected turn, and the future of both the player and the team hangs in the balance. The NFL is a fast-paced, ever-evolving league where roster decisions, injuries, and financial challenges often have massive impacts on the trajectory of a franchise. Jonah Jackson, once a key piece of the Detroit Lions' rebuilding effort, now finds himself in a limbo after a troubled stint with the Los Angeles Rams. Today, we'll dive into his journey, explore the implications for both Jackson and the Lions, and ask could he make a return to Detroit. When the Detroit Lions selected Jonah Jackson in the 2020 draft, the team was already undergoing a rebuilding process, both in terms of talent and identity. The offensive line was one of the areas that most needed reinforcements, and Jackson's selection was seen as a way to stabilize this crucial position. Coming from Ohio State University, Jackson was considered one of the top prospects in the class, with an excellent track record in college football. The idea was clear. By bringing in Jackson, the Lions gained an experienced player ready to make an immediate impact. His ability to protect the quarterback and create space in the running game was an important differentiator that caught the attention of analysts and the Lions coaching staff. In his early years, Jackson was a real revelation for the Lions. Transition from a competitive level like college to the NFL, one of the most demanding leagues in the world, could have been an obstacle for many, but not for Jackson. In his rookie season, he quickly became a starter, demonstrating not only technical skill but also the maturity to handle the pressure of playing in such a challenging league. During the 2021 season, Jackson was one of the pillars of the offensive line, and his performance led him to the Pro Bowl, an achievement that undoubtedly attested to his talent and importance to the team. He was, without a doubt, one of the best players at his position, and his ability to protect quarterback Jared Goff and ensure the success of the running game was key to Detroit's offense. The offensive line, with Jackson leading it, was one of the team's most consistent strengths, and his numbers proved that. However, what seemed like the start of a solid and long NFL career quickly turned into a series of difficulties for the player. The 2022 season was marked by a significant injury, a shoulder fracture, which kept him out of many games. Injuries are a recurring issue in football, and unfortunately, players like Jackson, who depend on physical strength and stability to perform their duties, are particularly vulnerable. The injury had a negative impact not only on his individual performance, but also on how the Lions managed the offensive line throughout the season. His absence was felt, and the Lions were forced to look for alternatives while Jackson recovered. Despite making a return during the season, Jackson was unable to regain his physical and technical form from before the injury. He was reduced to a backup role, which was a major setback for both the player and the team. The decision to keep Jackson on the bench was made not only due to his injury, but also because of the inconsistent performance he showed on the field. In a team that was trying to regain competitiveness and take steps forward, Jackson's lack of stability and below-expected performance led to a change in focus. Jackson's situation worsened as the team lost confidence in his ability to return to the level of excellence he had shown in 2021. Even with his experience, the fact that he couldn't maintain his starting position after the injury created a sense of uncertainty, both for him and for the Lions. At the end of his season in Detroit, Jackson decided to look for new opportunities for his career. In 2023, he signed a 3-year, $51 million contract with the Los Angeles Rams, one of the franchises also in need of reinforcements for their offensive line. For the Rams, adding Jackson seemed like a strategic move. They were trying to better protect quarterback Matthew Stafford, whose seasons had been marked by injuries and physical challenges. Jackson, with his high-value contract, was seen as an important investment to stabilize that position and give Stafford the protection needed to thrive. However, his arrival in Los Angeles didn't bring the turnaround expected in Jackson's career. He once again found himself plagued by injuries and physical issues, limiting his involvement with the team. Despite the expectation that he would be a central player for their system, Jackson had a very limited impact. He played in only a fraction of the games and failed to establish himself as a starter during the 2023 season. In a typical move by a team trying to adjust to its financial and strategic needs, the Rams made the decision to allow Jackson to seek a trade. His underwhelming performance and the high value of his contract made this decision almost inevitable. In an environment where the NFL is dominated by budget constraints and cost-benefit decisions, keeping Jackson in Los Angeles no longer seemed viable, especially when his production didn't match the magnitude of his contract. Thus, Jackson became a player available for trade, and once again, speculation about his future brought up the name of the Detroit Lions. For the Lions, the idea of bringing Jackson back to the team is not a simple matter. Even with his successful history in Detroit, there are a number of factors that need to be considered before making any decision. Detroit's offensive line, which is already one of the best in the league, could benefit from an addition like Jackson, but this decision is not without its challenges. The most obvious of these is the financial issue. Jackson's contract, with a cap hit of $14.7 million in 2025 and $22.7 million in 2026, puts the Lions in an uncomfortable position, while Detroit has a considerable amount of cap space available. $51 million in 2025. The franchise already has financial commitments with other key players, such as Jared Goff and Amon-Ra Brown. These contracts represent a significant budgetary burden for the team, and adding Jackson to that equation could affect the Lions' ability to maintain financial flexibility for other acquisitions and player re-signings. Jonah Jackson, throughout his career, has demonstrated impressive resilience. Despite the injuries and adversities faced in recent years, what truly stands out in his trajectory is his ability to overcome obstacles and remain relevant in the NFL. This capacity to adapt and deal with the pressure of the highest level is one of the main reasons he is still considered a valuable piece in the market. Even after the disappointment of his stint with the Rams, when a player like Jackson is acquired by a team, the expectation is that they will make an immediate difference. The Rams, signing Jackson to a $51 million contract, were looking for just that, an immediate reinforcement to protect their quarterback and provide the stability their passing game needed. However, Jackson's injuries revealed the unpredictability of the sport, showing that sometimes even the best intentions can be thwarted by physical uncertainty. For the Detroit Lions, a new opportunity for Jackson represents more than just a technical reinforcement. It would be a return to a moment of success and stability, but also comes with financial risks and doubts about the player's ability to fully recover from his injuries. Detroit's offensive line, with key names like Taylor Decker and Frank Ragnow already in place, is already strong, but Jackson's arrival could add an extra layer of depth and experience to the group. It is also important to consider the psychological impact that Jackson's injury had on his career. Players forced to deal with a significant injury, such as Jackson's shoulder fracture, not only face physical challenges, but also go through a delicate emotional process. Confidence, something essential for an offensive lineman, is often shaken during the recovery process, which can directly affect their performance on the field. However, Jackson's experience, especially during his Pro Bowl season, cannot be underestimated. In 2021, he was seen as one of the top prospects at his position and one of the pillars of Detroit's offensive line. His ability to block accurately and protect the quarterback was crucial for Detroit's offense, which was starting to show signs of recovery and ambition. For the Lions, the question remains, can Jackson reach that level of excellence again? Looking ahead, the decision to recruit Jackson again is not a simple one. The Lions will need to carefully evaluate his health and physical ability before making any moves. This will require significant medical monitoring, as well as a clear understanding of what Jackson can offer in the long run. Can he still have the same impact he had in 2021? Or have the injuries permanently compromised his potential? Financial flexibility is another crucial issue, with the Lions already committing a large portion of their budget to key player contracts, such as Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Adding Jackson with his $51 million contract would present a significant risk. While the team has substantial cap space, adding Jackson would require a reevaluation of financial priorities, potentially affecting future signings or renewals. The potential of Jackson strengthening Detroit's offensive line, however, is undeniable. If he can return to his previous form, he could become a vital piece in the team's success. A strong offensive line is the foundation of any successful attack in the NFL, and Jackson, with his aggressive style and refined technique, could be exactly what the Lions need to reach the next level of their rebuild. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Jonah Jackson's career and his potential future with the Lions, don't forget to follow Lions News Fan Report for more updates and analyses. Hit that follow button and stay tuned for more content just like this.